Hey there everyone, how's it going? This is Joanie with Weathered Wings, where I'm always trying to encourage you to create something pretty for your home, okay? Or for a gift, or for your booth, or for your soul. It just makes you feel good, okay? And I promise, yes, I promise, you can do all these things, okay? So, I don't want to hear my voice right there. Let me get it over on the text community message so that we can have some other friends join us. Let me know how you're doing, what you're doing, how you're doing on this day. And we'll get started. Okay, we'll get started. Let me just come on down. First I gotta find myself on here, huh? Okay, let's just come down to the table. And so I've got, let me make sure, was I supposed to be doing this? Okay, so here is the pumpkin that I posted. Man, this thing is so heavy. I posted a picture of this pumpkin, and so everybody wanted to know if I had a video, and I could not find it. I did it, you know, a few years back. Hey Lori, hey Gwen, and I'm just not sure, you know, where the video is, if I did it. Hey Doris. So, and y'all, it took me a hot minute, and if y'all have ever heard me say, you know, remember that pumpkin, and, you know, all my molds started falling off of it, this is the pumpkin. This is the one that I refer to a lot. Hey Kay, hey Cynthia, Judith, hello, hello. So, I'm going to show you how I did it, but we're going to use a miniature one, okay, because it took me so long. And honestly, I vowed to never do it again. So, but this is it. And so I'm going to set it over to the side. And as I was looking at it, now I've gone ahead and painted half of it. And then we're going to, isn't that the most beautiful copper? Though it's the most beautiful color. And it is Paint Couture's metallic copper. Couture copper. Okay. And it is gorgeous. I used this when I first started using Paint Couture. I think I was just obsessed with the copper. I used it all the time. Thank you, Cynthia. Hey, Sherry. Yeah, if y'all would please give it wings. Put it out there for all of your friends. I would so appreciate it. And I've gotten to where I send happy mail when this, but Facebook does not let me see who shares everything. So, Cynthia, send me your, message me your address, sweetie, and I'm going to send you some happy mail. All right, so let's get started. So first thing I'm going to do, and y'all, I've got this clay, this polymer clay that I'm going to try. I don't know, have any of y'all ever used this? Hey, Corey, how are you? How's it going in Vegas? Hey, Shannon. I want to use this to make another. See, I usually don't like these pumpkins. These are the ones from Michael's because there is just no stem. So I was going to try to make one. I wanted like a taller, curly one maybe. But let's just get started. As I was looking at this pumpkin, I realized that I didn't just use this because I see some different flowers on there, so I'm just not sure. But this is what we're going to be using. I also, the He Loves Me mold. He Loves Me. So it has several little flowers on there. Okay. And some leaves. And then I also have this Heirloom Roses mold. I may throw one or two on there. I like these leaves. But we'll just see. This is a little pumpkin, so I don't have to have so much. Thank you, Gwen. Hey, Deborah. Deborah's watching from work. Okay. We'll whisper. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Valeria. How are you? Okay, so let's get started. I've already stirred up my paint. Y'all know if you get any of this metallic paint, you really have to stir it up because all the goodness is at the bottom, okay? It has a lot of, see on that thickness on the, it's mica powders down there on the bottom. So you do want to stir it up so you can get all the mica powders mixed in with the paint, and hopefully it'll give you that shimmer. But it's just a gorgeous paint. I love all of their metallics. They're all just beautiful. So we're going to go ahead and paint the other half of this. I just wanted it to be drying some because this isn't like DIY paint where I can put the heat gun on it and dry it real quick. I did put the hair dryer on it just a little bit. But it's acrylic paint and it doesn't like all that heat. It'll just bubble up. And then it dripped a little bit here, so that's why I kind of sanded it a little bit there just so I could smooth it out a little bit. It doesn't sand like DIY either, like a chalk type clay-based paint. But I do love, oh gosh, and you don't want to, yeah. You don't want to put your hand, my hand, this paint's not totally dry and I had my hand stuck on there. You don't want to do that because it will start sticking until it's dry. It usually takes like 4 hours for this to dry, but I'm going to see if I can go ahead and at least start with the molds. But this is what I did. I just painted it with the copper first. Now it would be best if you primed your pumpkin. If you just bought that spray primer, this paint would do better on there because this is a, you know, like I said, it's an acrylic paint, so it doesn't stick as well. But for this purpose, I'm just doing it. It does cover pretty nicely, but let's see. Lynn's from Oklahoma. Thank you, Cynthia. Okay, so yeah, so this particular year, I think I did a lot with just the, you know, these plastic pumpkins. These things are pretty expensive. But Michael's had them 50% off. And y'all, Walmart has I really love those pumpkins because they have a funky shape. Or they did. I don't know. I hadn't seen them this year. I haven't gone actually yet to look for pumpkins there because I started this year. I've been doing more of just the little wooden stand-up pumpkins, and I found a really cute. I'll have to show y'all. But I went to Ross. Do y'all have a Ross? I went to Ross yesterday. Ralph and I went to eat after church, and I said, "Can we run into Ross?" He's like, "What is that?" I was like, "Oh my goodness, it's kind of like TJ Maxx." And I said, all I'm doing, I'm just going to run in the home department, you know, the home goods, and just see what they have. And they did have some really nice, I'll have to show you, but it was a wooden stand-up pumpkin. It has 2 on there, actually, so it was pretty, it was cute. All right, so just trying to get this covered as best I can right now. So you want to go in smooth strokes, you know, like that. But is that not pretty? Look how pretty that is. It's just such a pretty color. I love it. All right, so I'm going to set this off to the side, like right. Let's set it right. Set it right here. Okay, and then I'll put the hair dryer on it in a minute, but we'll go ahead and make some molds. Let's see if there's a question. Hey Karen, hey Joycey, hey Carol. Got some junkies on here. Oh, so is this the day? Okay, Karen, let's look at this question. Is that pennies from heaven? Did you prime first? Okay, Karen, no, I did not prime first. It's not pennies from heaven. Pennies from heaven is more of a patina. It doesn't have the coverage as a paint. Okay, so this is Paint Couture's paint, metallic paint, Couture Copper. But I did say that it probably would be best if you did prime it. But I mean, it covers pretty well, and it's a pumpkin. It's not a piece of furniture, so I just went ahead with it. But if it's furniture, I would recommend priming with any acrylic paint, okay? It's not the DIY paint I normally use. Pennies from Heaven though is it's a lot more opaque than the gold one is. What's the gold one called? Golden Ticket. That one seems to be a little more thin. All right, so I'm going to just use the air dry clay. No, it's okay, Carrie. Hey, Patricia. Oh, I'm so glad you did. Yeah, the copper is just gorgeous. Now, what I'm doing though, you could do with any color, but of course, I think copper at fall is just so yummy. All right, so I've got, getting some of my clay out of here. Let me dust my, I'm trying to think, I'm just going to use these small flowers. It's a small pumpkin, and let's see, I'll go ahead and do this leaf too. I do like the leaves on this Heirloom Roses. Now, Heirloom Roses is retired, but there are some stockists that still have it. So if you want it, hey Kathy, how are you? Hey Pam. So if you want it, this is the Heirloom Roses. So the roses, just roses mold, replaced this one, and actually I like this one better. The other one, they're just they're big and they're gorgeous, but I would use this one more. So I know at least one stockist that has it. All right, so I'm just putting my clay in here. Now, if you're new to any of this stuff like molds, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you're new to this. There's a lot of things you can use. I've gotten really attached to the not really epoxy resin, but the fast cast resin for the molds, because I can color them really easily. Now these, I was trying to figure out, I'm pretty sure I painted this, but you don't have to with what I'm doing. So we'll see. We'll just see how it turns out. I've got little bags of clay everywhere because I keep them, and that's hardened up. Uh-oh. What happens is when I use the cornstarch in here, it does kind of dry my clay out a little bit. Oh, hey, Liz. Oh, it went great. We actually, okay, so Friday we went, she's talking about my daughter is engaged, and we went Friday and Saturday looking for dresses. Well, Friday we went to one shop, and there were a couple that were okay, and then she tried on one that she really loved, and I did not like it. I did not like it one bit, and I was trying to be supportive, but I just knew that wasn't the one. I just knew it, and she could tell. She was like, "Mom, I could tell you didn't like it." And when I came home Friday, Ralph was like, "Do you get emotional when she's trying on the dresses?" And I was like, I really didn't. And I was kind of worried about myself. I was like, why am I not feeling anything? Well, Saturday, y'all, was a totally different story. We went to another place, and you know what? When you just know it, when you find the one. And, we all started crying. So, she's excited. We're all excited. So, yeah, it was good. And it was the first one was it the first one she tried on? No, it wasn't. But it was one that she did not like on the hanger. And, I've always told them, you got to put it on. You can't just look at it hanging on the hanger, because it just, you just never know. And that's what it was. She did not like it. She said she'd try it, and she loved it. We all loved it. It's gorgeous. So that part is done. Now she didn't get it because we had another appointment, and so we're going back to actually get it. Because if you don't make your appointment, they charge you for it. So we had to go to the other appointment, and of course she kept comparing it, so she didn't find anything. I can't leave a voicemail for my daughter without choking up. Oh, Shannon. Oh. My friend has a boutique and she calls those hanger dogs. That's a good name for it, hanger dogs. I'll have to remember that. Well, she thinks she's getting married in May or October. Now, why there's such a big gap? I guess she doesn't want to be hot. So I'm really not sure. I think it depends. She's got a venue picked out, and I think it depends on if that's available. Now I can't find my little plastic baggie to put this back in. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me just get this one back. I guess it was in here with this stuff. Yeah, she doesn't mess around, though, when it's time to, and plus, that's her favorite thing. She didn't want to take it off. All right, so I'm going to dry this just a little bit. This is the side that's dry, so I'll just start with this side right here. So, I mean, there's no, rhyme or reason that I just started putting one on there. Uh-oh. Jeez. I've got stuff on my fingers and I can't move my computer. Okay, so I got my glue here, my Tite Bond glue. Now the other dress she had picked out, it was really pretty, but just not, to me, just did not seem like a wedding dress for her. Just, I don't know. All right, so I just kind of make sure those are smooth in the back. And let's see. Now, I do like to start with the bigger ones. All right, so let's see. Okay, and so I just kind of get as close as I can to the stem. Let's see, I didn't even use this one at all. I don't know if it's because it looked kind of big, but I probably will use it. Not paint couture. Prima has a floral mold, and honestly I think it could have been some Prima flowers, to be honest. I think it may have been. It was pre-IOD, we can't sell both of them, so it was before I started selling IOD. I almost said paint couture. All right, so I just put the glue on the back of the mold, and I just glue it on. Again, I start kind of as close as I can to the stem. Now, y'all remember I said earlier, these things will slide down. They did on this pumpkin. Now, I don't know if it's because I had so many on there. That's it. So I put that on there, and then let's see, I'm gonna go with, then it's just a matter of playing, just kind of, let me see where the seam is, because this is, I think this is where I need to be. This is the dry side. There's seams right here on this pumpkin, so I can tell this is the side that's dry. And then I just layer them, okay? So I'm just putting more glue right here. It's a smaller one. Uh-oh. What in the world? Oh, you made your dress, Pam. Oh, you're smart. Well, I think she wants to wear my dress to something, and she says she's going to chop it all up. I'm like, oh. Apparently that's a thing. All right, so I'm just putting that one right there. And see how I overlapped it a little bit right there? Now, y'all know with these molds and with the air dry clay, you probably are going to have a little bit of shrinkage. But I always use so many, I cover it up so well that I usually don't have that much. And if I do, I'll show you what I do. Let me see if I can use this one. I'm gonna use it. To me it looks like a sunflower, but I know it's not. Now, there are a lot of molds that you could use for this. It does not have to be a particular, it doesn't even have to be a flower, but I do like the flowers. And it just made this one different. And the reason I scalloped this one is just because it was so big. And it was taking me forever. And I thought, oh my word, I've got to just not do the whole thing. All right, so I'm just gonna put that one there. Actually, I'm gonna just scooch it over. I don't want to scooch it too much. It's got glue everywhere. See, we're just building on it. Now, let's see about this little one. But the heirloom roses, see how it has all these little bitty different, I used this on something, I feel like, and did a video with it. But, you know, it kind of starts looking like a hot mess. Shouldn't each daughter get half of it? Yeah. Right, I know. All right, so I'm just gonna stick this little one right on top of there, like that. So see, I start layering them. Can y'all see that, or is the light like? See, I just kind of start layering it. And you can even, like sometimes, like, well, I'll just show you. I'll do another one. All right, so let me get some more clay out. My other daughter is so frugal that she will probably elope. Yeah, I knew what you meant, Pam. Joyce, oh, you did a leopard. Oh, you did. Did you get the one from Walmart? The napkin? All right, so I'm gonna, let's see. All right, I'm gonna do this leaf. It doesn't have to be so much. I tend to do a lot. You don't have to. Did you get the napkin Suzanne used? Oh, it would be pretty. It would be pretty at a fall wedding, right? I wanted to do the leaf. So, I like to use the leaves to fill up wherever I think there's going to be a little gap. Like, you know, like if I didn't want to put a flower like right there, then I'll just kind of put a leaf But I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, you know, just as long as you get it covered up, you don't really, I mean, you're not going to notice when it's all said and done that you may have one too many flowers or something. And of course there are several leaves. I think it'd be pretty with just one that has leaves on it. That would be pretty. All right, so see how you can either, a lot of times these, like especially these little pointed things, they'll just start fitting together like that. Or, now I usually take this little doodah off, that little stem right there. So, let me just put some glue on there. Putting a sunflower on a copper pumpkin, would you just do a regular paint on the sunflower or use a metallic? There are so many choices, right? You know, I'm fond of the metallics, especially in the fall. All right, so I'm gonna just snip that off with my fingernail and actually just kind of just see, so we're just covering up space. That's really all we're doing. You could do what if you did the pumpkin? Did I already do those? I think I did. What if you did the pumpkin in gold, copper, and then the sunflower in gold? Would be pretty. And I'm going to show you how I painted these. So these, see these flowers on here are just dry brushed. See, it's just got that hint of copper on the top of them. Now, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure I painted these. I can't even remember what I did because they don't look like this, and the paint fills in some of the space. So you can tell it takes a hot minute for this. And that one was a booger, especially since I came in and all the molds had slid off. I was like, what on earth? So if you're doing one like this, it wouldn't be a bad idea to either lay it down, do one side at a time, or use the painter's tape like I've shown you sometimes. Hey Rita, it would be neat to use a geometric shape like a quilt. Ooh, it sure would. Ooh, it sure would. All right, so right here, I just come over and just find a spot. Now I try not to put the same flower next to each other. But if you do, it still doesn't matter because you're not going to tell. I mean, you can't tell when you're done. But yeah, you don't necessarily have to paint these. Now, because they will dry, you know, they'll dry white. They'll look pretty. I'm going to just fit that one right in there. I'm not crazy about that leaf. I don't know why. It's just kind of plain. It's straight, that's why I think. And I like, see these leaves right here on the heirloom roses? See how they curve, and there's different sizes of them too. Yeah, I'm thinking about this. Hold on. And you know what else has gorgeous leaves? This is too big for this little pumpkin, but the grapes has the prettiest leaves, and I've just realized that. They are just gorgeous. Look, I don't think I like this leaf. I mean, it's okay, but I kind of want it curving. So I'm going to go to these roses. Leaves. It's the leaves, I think. And like I said, we got tons of leaves. I should have just left it. I could have just covered it up, but oh well. Okay, I think I may have cried. I was like, are you talking about when they slid off? Yes, I was so frustrated because it took forever. And then they just fell off. Now, it wasn't the whole thing. I had not finished it. I was just like halfway done. But, all right, so see how this leaf, do I want to leave? I think I do. I'll leave that on there. I just like how that curves. I don't know. I just like that. And, all right, let's see. Let me just get this one little one right here. See, my clay starts getting stuff in it from my fingers. The cornstarch. So it does start kind of drying up on me. Little one right there. So you see what I'm doing? All I'm doing is covering all the space. Okay, now, so you see the little cracks in between there. They're small, but when they dry, they're going to be a little bit bigger. So I feel like sometimes I will get just the white caulking in that tube and I'll just squirt it in there. Okay? If it's just cracks like that. Or the paint, if it's just a little crack like this, the DIY paint will just, you know, it fills it in. Fills it in great. Now, I'm trying to think. Do I want to come halfway down? Because this one's so small, I may just come halfway all the way around instead of, or maybe not even halfway. I kind of like it just kind of like that. We'll see. But I'm only going to work with this side for now. In with this flower. Hey Cheryl, how goes it? You like it just like this? You mean going all the way around though? Yeah, it doesn't need to come too far down because it's just so I like how the leaf, I kind of curled it coming down. I may just kind of do those kind of around. Let's see, that flower may be too big. Let me look at it and see. Yeah, I like it like this too. Now, a lot of times, you know, I've got that. Usually I put the leaf underneath, where right there I put it on top. Most of the time I stick it up under. But it's okay. I'm just going to leave that one for now. Because, all right, we'll see about this. This flower may be a little big. Again, this is the He Loves Me mold. Yeah. Hey, Connie. Yeah, I think I do too, y'all. So, And I do recommend, I do not recommend doing this big old pumpkin. I keep saying I'm going to take it to my shop to sell it, and then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to have to keep this because it took me so long. And I used so much clay. I think I'm going to put a better stem on it. All right, let's just see. Yeah, that's getting kind of big. Let's see, where's my side? Since I've already made it, I don't want to waste it, so I'm going to stick it on that side. But I want to show y'all how to paint that like that, like I painted them. And I'm going to try to do it not painting them because they're not dry. I would want to dry them. See how they just mold over. Just kind of press it, lightly press it though, so you don't mess up the detail. Just lightly. And let me do another leaf and I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as going underneath. All right. Here's a little smaller leaf. I'll show you. Hey, Lourdes. Yes, I just said with leaves, it would be pretty with just leaves too. All right, so here's a little leaf. So, like how this is, like I would just kind of stick this up under there like that. Okay, like that. And just, mold it to fit, cover it up. Let's see, let's get one of these flowers. You can even put one of those little bitty flowers in the center of this. I've done that before too. Not maybe that one, but I did it on one of them. Where'd you get the mold? Hey, Kathy. Kathy, these are IOD, Iron Orchid Design molds. And I actually sell them. I'm a stockist and I have them on my website. My link should be up at the top in the comments, my shop. And so you just look in my shop under the IOD, Iron Orchid Designs. And there's so many molds in there. This one's called He Loves Me. But there's so many that would do good. There's one, I think it's, is it the Laurel or Fleur de Lis? I think it may be the Fleur de Lis mold. One of them has acorns. That would be cute to kind of incorporate in here, with the leaves. All right, let's see, I'm getting away from my dry side. A lot of times I'll try to find a place where the leaf or, the little petal fits up in a spot like that. And y'all, I've actually taken one off before. If I get to a spot where it's just, I don't have anything that will work and something's in the way, I have taken something off. It's not a big deal. See what time it's getting to be. Oh, it's getting to be kind of late. All right, so let me go ahead and kind of show you. But I will just keep going around Oh, I do. I love that. I love just at the top like that. I think it's cute. I'll try not to go lower, of course, than this flower. And I just messed up that little flower. Or maybe have a little leaf or two here or there. And actually, I'm not going to lie. This is bugging me. Hold on. Do I still have this? No, that's not working anymore. Da-de-da. Where's my thing? Oh, I'll just use this. I'm just going to kind of... and then just piece it in there like that. Form a little surgery. See there? Now, if you have now, I was going to tell you, if you get done and you have places that, like little crevices that spread, you can fill those up with glue or caulking. If you fill it up with glue, you can actually stick a little piece of clay in there. Like right now it's not really dry, so I don't have, but they are sliding, I can tell. Because I was all the way up at the stem, and so I can tell it's slid just a little bit. So look, let me just use that as an example. So there's already some glue right there. So I just pinch off a little bit of clay, okay, and then stick it in there. Because like I said, once you paint it and stuff, you're not going to see all that. But I usually just try to mold it, you know, make it look like part of the piece right beside it. Like that. Let's see, I'll do it right there as well. Just put a little glue right there at the top. See where I put glue, and then I'll just stick this in there. Now, this method works better if you're painting them, but I'm going to try not to paint it. But it just starts looking like it's just something underneath. Okay, so let me kind of prop it down like that so they won't slide. What can I put it on? Maybe something rubber. Will that hold it? Not really. Let's stack these up together. All right. Now I'm going to put the heat gun on there a little bit. This, to me, it kind of sets the molds. It helps with shrinking to me. It helps with the shrinking and the cracking. So if you can tell, I don't have any cracks or anything in my flowers. I have to be careful holding the pumpkin because, like I said, it's not dry, and your fingerprints, the oil on your fingers will stick. It's actually helping me to have this cornstarch on there. Is this my heat gun? This is my hair dryer. Hold on. That is not the heat gun. This cord on here is just too little. Now I know why I have it over. Didn't have it over here. Reaching very well. But okay, so at home when y'all do this, let these dry, okay, before you start doing anything. I'm going to show you what I did, but it will be better to let it dry, harden up. So that's another reason I use the heat gun, to get these a little bit crispy, a little bit hard on the edges. All right, so I'm going to let me get a paper towel. First, let me put my clay up before it hardens up. All right. So we're going to take our metallic paint. I hope this is, and I will probably put a second coat of paint on the pumpkin anyway. Okay, so, and then a chip brush, okay? I love to, so we're gonna dry brush the flowers, okay? Now, a chip brush is very soft on the edges. So, I just dip it in the paint, just the edges like that. Okay, make sure they're kind of, so I just get the edges, a little bit of paint on there. Just kind of offload it a little bit because you don't want a whole glob. I always start with a little bit. You can always go with more later. So, I just start right here and I just lightly hit the top of the flowers. Okay. Just want to hit those high points. And the chip brush is the key though, because the bristles on the end are a little bit longer. Oh, shoot, I keep touching. So you don't want to do that. I keep touching the pumpkin. Let your pumpkin dry before you even start anything, okay? Let that get good and dry. You can go back and forth. See that? Love that. Love it. And that's exactly what I did on those over there, except for they had paint on them. I had painted them white, I'm pretty sure. I just don't think it's necessary. Now, if you don't want to paint it, or if you do, it's fine, but if you don't want to, you might want to come in, and you don't have to, just paint white under there, but I think it looks good like it is. So dip in, and I get a lot of it off on the side, and then I blot it. And just come back and come on right, just very light-handed. I'm just using a really light hand. I usually go back and, do it a little bit more. I always start out with just a little, just to make sure it's what I want. And then come back with more usually. I like those center, these flowers right here to have a lot in the center. That looks good. And that's it. That is it, y'all. I'll go all the way around it. Hey, Rhonda. Oh, went up too far. Does the heat tool dry this product onto the pumpkin? Okay, yes, now I've got glue on there as well, but I don't like to put the heat gun directly on this paint because it's an acrylic paint, it'll bubble it up. You gotta be careful. It's not like my DIY paint where you can just dry it and it's textury and yummy. You can't do that. But it does help dry the glue under there sticking on the pumpkin, okay? And it helps get the flowers a little crispy, as I like to call it, just a little crispy, so you can go ahead and paint them. Okay, so I'm gonna wait and see how these dry. So here's the baby, and I am gonna put another coat of copper, you know, around it, just because there are some thin areas, and where I set it down, and my fingerprints kind of smeared. But again, here, oh, and y'all, I've got this polymer clay. I've not tried it yet, but I'm gonna try to make a stem for them. So here is the Papa pumpkin, the Papa pumpkin, and the premature baby pumpkin, but did it the same way. So, and y'all, this weighs a ton, as you can imagine. Weighs a ton, but that's it. And I mean, that's all you have to do. You could do that in gold or any color metallic. But you know, who was asking me? Karen, were you asking me about the sunflower mold? Oh, you didn't see me use the glue. Yeah, I used Tite Bond glue, and I glued each mold on. I just layered them. You know, just, that won't stand up. Oh, the leaf I didn't use. So yeah, see how I overlapped them? I just overlapped. Okay, and I have a video where I did a drawer like this as well. I like to do furniture drawers. Okay, see I stuck that leaf underneath and then just kind of mold it around. Okay. I love that. And again, this was the Couture Copper. Oh, Karen, I think it was you with the sunflower, right? I haven't seen this done before. Oh, this is it, Tony, the Couture Copper. It's copper. It's copper, and so I painted the pumpkin copper first, in which you need to let that dry. I've got to go back over with another coat anyway, but I wanted to show y'all the whole process. So let your pumpkin dry, then put your molds on there, let those dry, and I would do one side at a time. If not, use a little bit of painter's tape to hold them in place. I'm going to let this one dry like this actually, so they won't, but the heat gun does help the glue dry. But maybe they'll be good. Again, that big one, I set it down, and I came back in, and they were just, all slid down. Let's see, what was I going to say? Oh, Karen, so your sunflower, I think you asked about sunflower. So I think it would be really pretty to put the, even if you put the big sunflower on there, just do it. I think it would be pretty like this. Actually, it's just different. You know, everybody paints the sunflower to look like a sunflower. I would do it something like this. So, I'm trying to think, or gold. But I think the copper just look really good. Okay, y'all, are there any questions about that? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. New to the site, and I'm so glad. Oh, Kathy, I'm so glad you popped on and joined us. I hope you come back. I hope you come back. Yes, I think less is better. Okay, Kathy, I think I told you where to get the mold, right? It's weatheredwings.com in my shop. So, okay, good. Now, if anybody is on here and you don't want to miss a live, I should have put my number on, but let me tell you the number real quick. I was going to see if I had something I could write on, but it's 205-255-9496. If you happen to have, I'll just post it. Here, let me just put it in here. So it's 205-255-9496. Okay, so you can just text me on that number. All you have to do is hey, or let me know or something. Just, and then I will text you. I usually try to send out a text alert every time I go live. But anyway, this is just one I had posted, and everybody wanted to know if I had a video for it, and I could not find it. I couldn't find it. So I just said I would do another one, and that's it, y'all. See how easy it was? It's very easy, okay? This pumpkin now, let me tell you this. This pumpkin's bed. You can use any pumpkin, but see how this one is, it's not so, like I love the pumpkins at Walmart because they're funky and they have the big folds. This one doesn't, okay? This is, it's not very, you know, different. Like the creases are not very deep, and so the folds, the whatever you call them, I don't even know what you call this. It's not very lumpy. So the molds go on pretty well. Okay. Now, Michael's also had a tall, kind of skinny one that I thought this would do great on as well. It's skinny. It's orange, like it's orange. Well, I think they had white, but it was like this tall, and it was kind of skinny like this. So I thought that would be kind of pretty halfway down as well. Okay, let's see. Maybe IOD can make a mold of all leaves. Well, they have, yeah, that would be a good idea. They do have a lot of molds with a lot of leaves, but you're right. I don't think there is one with just different leaves. That would be good. That would be good. Okay. I think that's it, y'all. I so appreciate you watching. Oh, Rhonda, thank you so much. Thank you very much, y'all. And I so appreciate you popping on. Everybody watching. This would just be awful if y'all weren't here. Y'all are my friends, and I look so forward to spending time with you. So I thank you. And I will see you very soon, okay? Have a good evening. Bye.